Good afternoon, everybody. TGIF, whatever, it's Friday, it's the weekend. I'm Mark Drumheller here with Dave Gleckner with your weekend parlay, right? So we took last week off. We're back now. We're going to fire it up plus 9.3 units. We hit 2 out of 4 so far, since we started doing this. So we are back with another winner for the weekend. So we're going to hit you with multi-sport, across the board. We're going hardwood, college basketball. We got Sweet 16 action, a little NBA action tonight. Then we're going to follow it up with some games tomorrow in the XFL and the UFC. Big fights down in San Antonio this weekend. So lots of fun getting back into the swing of things after taking a week off last week. Dave, how we doing, brother? Looking good with the shades.
Oh, we're doing beautiful. Sweet 16. What a great night of basketball we had last night. The Gonzaga UCLA game for the ages, right before the other game for the ages, the Kansas State, Michigan State game, KSU, MSU. It's just what March should be all about. And we got so many sports to bet, so many things to look at. This parlay feels hot today. Plus 9 units already in 2 weeks. That's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, 9.3, man. 2 out of 4 weeks we hit. So, we're due. We're due. We didn't hit the last one. We hit the first one and the third one. So we're going on, off. So we're due to hit this one. But yeah, last night, college basketball is great, man. March Madness. Brackets pretty much, shredded with UCLA losing. I have Houston winning it all, but that kind of took me out of contention to win my bracket. Listen, first 2 rounds, I bet I shouldn't say a bunch, bet a handful of games to go to overtime. Was getting good odds, like 12-1, trying to catch those overtime games. But laid off it. And then, of course, Michigan State and Kansas State goes to overtime. So didn't hit that one. But, once you lay off the bet, of course, but, threw a handful out there, didn't hit it. Michigan State was one of the teams I was targeting in the early rounds, but they ended up going to overtime. But definitely very exciting stuff. Can't wait to get into the games tonight. So let's start with that. It's the first leg of the parlay. Sweet 16 action, Dave, and you got a winner for us.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about the Texas Longhorns. They remind me a lot like UConn last night. A team that, people know is a very solid basketball team, but they're just, I don't feel like they're getting all the love that some of these other teams are getting. They're quietly just knocking people out. And when I mean knocking people out, I mean like right hook Tyson style. They've just been playing some good basketball lately, including 2 wins against Kansas in their past 6 and 2 big wins. And then the game against Penn State, I mean, they held them at arm's length. And they were able to get that win by 5. The Sioux was tremendous. But I think tonight's all about Marcus Carr. I think he's just going to be the lead dog tonight. And I think they're going to be able to, listen, Xavier to me is a nice team. But I think UConn's better in the Big East. I think Creighton's better in the Big East. And I think Marquette. And I think we're going to finally see it tonight. I think they've got a nice little path so far. But now they really step up in competition. Texas has only lost 1 game on a neutral court all year. It was very early in the season at one of those, tournaments to Illinois in overtime. So I like them. I think they're in the right spot. We'll take them -4 tonight. They're ranked 5th in Ken Palm's rankings. On the other hand, Xavier's down to about 19th. So it seems like we got a good spot here.
Yeah, I think so too. Really like Texas. Top 15 on both ends of the floor in efficiency over at Ken Palm. And, they can beat you a bunch of different ways, especially with the Sioux now stepping up on the offensive end. Really like the Longhorns here. Awesome play. Let's keep it on the hardwood, Dave. Let's move over to the NBA. And I'm going to take Sacramento Kings, man. Been a lot of fun this year, scoring a ton of points. Been really hot after the All-Star break. Want to say they've won 11 of 15. So we're going to lay the 4 points against the Phoenix team that has struggled on the road and has struggled recently covering numbers for bettors. 0 for 6 against the spread in the last 6 games. So I think this is a good spot to target here with Sacramento. So we're going to lay 4 points with the Kings at home. I think they win this one pretty convincingly against Phoenix.
Yeah, we saw a situation, I think it was Sunday, where OKC was favored by 1 against Phoenix at home. And everybody's like, how OKC? And it's just a story of the Suns. They're just not that good anymore. And I think, what are they? They're down to 8th in the West or something like that.
They're getting down there. Yeah, they're just gearing up for the playoffs. I mean, they're going to try and make a run. But we've seen this year after year to where, these teams that kind of get new players and get healthy and end up at the bottom, these bottom seeds and have to kind of work their way up. It's pretty tough, man. Usually doesn't work out.
Really tough, really tough. But I like the pick. NBA, that last 4 spots in the West is just crazy. So they, I'm interested in that play, and I think you got a good number tonight.
Definitely. And listen, if you guys are interested in NBA props, you got to get over to the Sharp app. Check out the top props articles every day, hitting money just pouring in. Those guys are doing an incredible job over there with the NBA props. And plus, ton of March Madness bets out there. Get in the Discord. The link is in below in the description here. And join the community, man. We're in there. We got bets firing off on everything, NHL, college basketball, you name it, we're hitting it. So come join the community with us at the Sharp app. So we got 2 legs of the parlay down. Listen, the total odds are going to be plus 879 on this one. So we got a chance to hit close to 9 units if we can hit all 4 legs. We got 2 down. We got 2 more to go. Dave, let's start with your next play. We're going to go over to the XFL.
Yeah, and I got to go to a game between the Vipers and the Battlehawks and give a sticker out to the Vipers. I mean, they did it. They won a game. They finally broke that streak. They're no longer winless, beating the winless Orlando Guardians last week in a little bit of a nail biter that people didn't think should have been a nail biter. But here's what we know by watching the games. And I think you're on the same page as me. Vegas is better than 1-4. In their 4 losses, they've lost to DC twice. They're 5-0. They've lost to a St. Louis and a Seattle team. So overall, they've lost to teams with a combined record of 16-4. I'm sorry, not St. Louis. They lost to Arlington. St. Louis is who I have this week. Still 16-4. So I think they've been in those games, relatively competitive in those games. Their weakness is obviously on defense. They're kind of a sieve there, but you're playing a team that can't block anybody. Yes, they can move the ball, but I think Vegas can kind of neutralize that aspect of St. Louis's bad offensive line. But more importantly, St. Louis has a terrible defensive line, letting up almost 100 yards per game rushing. I think Vegas has a shot here to really pull this one out. I like them outright, but let's take the points just to be safe. +3, Vegas getting that second dub and 2 stickers from me.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, like Vegas here too as well, man. I think it makes a ton of sense just because you look at the style that Vegas kind of lures you into. They're all offense. They're no defense. They're all gas, no breaks. 6.6, 6.7 yards per play the last 2 weeks. But the defense lets up a ton of points. We saw that against Orlando. Normandy carved them up. So, in that type of high variance shootout, trading touchdowns, like you're getting points here with a team that probably has the better offense. I think it makes a ton of sense here. So absolutely love Vegas, love the play. And for our final leg, we're going to the UFC. Big fights down in San Antonio. Can't wait for the main event in this one, but the main event, a little too close to call to put it in the parlay. So we're going to go with the co-main event. And Holly Holm, we're going to play her on the money line. Odds are around -265. Pop that in the end of the parlay. It's going to boost this thing up to +879. Listen, she's taking on Santos, who's coming off, inactivity, had a break, started a family, had her child, which is all incredible, but it's hard. We saw it with Mackenzie Dern. We saw it with some other fighters, Misha Tate. It's hard getting back into the octagon and shaking off that ring rust when you're going through those types of situations. So I think this is a fight tailor-made for Holly Holm. I bet her by decision on this one, but I think she wins. She could possibly get a finish, so we're just going to play the money line. But I think Holmes able to, use her kicks, kind of stay at range, accumulate points. I think she wins in the clinch against Santos. I think she's been able to kind of control the dirty boxing in this one. And, I think a big underrated part of Holmes' game as she's kind of matured is that she can get takedowns now. So, I think that's another weapon here she can use against Santos. So I think we're pretty safe with Holly Holmes on the money line. So that gives us 4 legs to the parlay to +879. And Dave, I'm feeling good about this one.
I feel good too. Is this our highest one, 879? I feel like it might be.
It might be. I don't know. I think we might have had one in the 9s, but this is a good one. So if we hit this
twice, think about it.
We're going to be in a lot of shape. Yeah, we won twice. We definitely won twice. So this might be the highest one. Maybe
I think it's got to be because when you
we'll
lose,
have to look back. I haven't tracked, but I don't know offhand. But definitely a good one, man. We hit this one. Like I said, we're at +9.3 units. This will get us over 17 units, which would be awesome. When I look at it, Texas, definitely in the Sweet 16 was my favorite play in the entire board. And then we got Vegas in the XFL. We got the Kings tonight. We need them to bring it home for us. And then I think Holly Holmes can finish it off in San Antonio. So listen, for everybody listening, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're going to be back next week. In a few minutes, we're going to be back chopping up the XFL as well. So keep a lookout for that in the Sharp App YouTube page. We're going to break down all 4 games in the XFL. So listen, good luck. Plug this parlay in, plus 879. Let's get some winners, and we'll see you guys next week.